Hey, Don Thornton again, and this is our second installment of my YouTube channel called Don the Short Sale Guy Reminisces. And like I said in my first video in my introduction, why am I doing this? Mostly it's for my family. I'm a writer. I love to write. I've always tried to write no matter what I was doing in my with my life. I have written, I don't know, 600 pages at least of my life story and journals and so forth when I was younger. But nobody reads anymore. My kids don't seem to want to read or anything, but they'll watch a short YouTube video. So I figure, you know what, I'll just move to video and just tell stories. And that's what I'm doing. If anybody else is interested in knowing kind of or learning about some of the funny stories I had in my life or whatever, then you're welcome to it as well. I mean, my life's an open book pretty much. So, but my second city that on my Mormon mission in Finland was Haga, and Haga is a suburb of Helsinki, and this is a picture of it, and it's, I don't know, depending on what kind of public transport you take, it's about maybe 30 minutes away from Helsinki downtown, and it's on the west side. And I went there. I was transferred to Finland, or excuse me, to Haga on December 15th of 1985, and I was really disappointed because I had spent 2 months in Mikkeli, and I loved Mikkeli. I had made friends, and I was so looking forward to having a great Christmas. And then you get transferred, right before Christmas, and you go to a town where you don't know anybody, and it's like, oh man, it was a disappointment. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't all that happy to go here because I've been warned that I was going to be a companion to one of the most difficult missionaries out there. He was an older guy. He had Finnish background, but he was, not American, but I mean, I guess his grandfather was Finnish or whatever. So he had a Finnish last name, but he was American. But he was older. I mean, he was almost 30, which is unusual because most of the time the young men went out when they were 19. I went out a little bit later. I was 21 when I went on my mission. But so he was older and very much a very much a anal retentive guy. And the mission president had said, look, he's had trouble with the companions all his 18 months. I want him to have a good companion before he comes up. So I really had all that was on my weight on my shoulders, saying, okay, I gotta put up with this guy, which I did for 2 months. But whatever. I mean, it was fine. It turned out to be not that big of a deal. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, it was a terrible Christmas, a terrible New Year's because there was nobody there, and he was a real hard ass when it came to doing missionary work. I mean, it didn't matter if it was Christmas Eve. We were going to be out. We're going to be out. Knocking on doors and tracting and trying to find people interested in what we were teaching, and which is fine. I mean, whatever. I mean, I knew I wasn't there just to hang out, and plus, you got to remember, it's kind of like the army. I mean, when you're put, there's always two of you, and he was the senior companion, so what he said, what was what we did. So, but it was fine. But anyway, so that was we. I can tell you that it was mostly just 2 months of 8 to 9 hours a day tracting, which means going door to door. So in my real estate career, when I first got started, when the real estate guru that I had gone to, he suggested that if I didn't have any money, the best thing I should do was just go out and knock on doors. That was not all that unusual for me because I had done it for so long in Finland on my mission that at least I knew what it was like and that there was nothing to be afraid of. Now I was afraid of, what to say to people, but I was not afraid of actually going out and knocking on doors. I was familiar with that. So, that was just for 2 months from, mid-December until mid-February. I mean, all we did was just track. I mean, we're talking about, I mean, think about that, 8, 9 hours a day, 6 days a week. And my gosh, we were just up every morning and going out and doing that. So it was not fun. And plus it got cold because it's Finland, right? So, I mean, you're out there at, 15 below, walking around, knocking on doors. And we went for 2 months and we got in one time. One time somebody let us in. So that was a just rejection, 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 rejection. So, but there was some fun times too. I mean, I remember one time we went out and we did a tour of the Fatser chocolate place, which was kind of cool. And I don't know if you ever heard of Finnish chocolate, but it's called Karl Fatser, and it's actually pretty good. I like right here. I'm a big fan of the Fatser mints. They're really good. Um, I'll be honest with you. Most of us Americans, we prefer the Swedish chocolate. I mean, I hate to say it since I love Finland, but I'm kind of a traitor when it comes to the chocolate. I like Fazer, but it's like, I kind of liked it better. I remember we toured the factory and they gave us gift baskets, and you know, I love chocolate, and I hate myself sick eating too much of the baskets, but at least it got me a day off the next day from tracting when I was in the bathroom. The rest of the time I was there, but it was fun. That part of it was fun. Um, the funny Another funny part about the trip there was it turned out that because I told you my companion had Finnish, heritage, and he had done some genealogy, and he actually found a cousin of his, and met up with her. And what was hilarious about it was that she was a really hardcore born again, I don't know, Pentecostal maybe, Church of Christ, that kind of a thing. I mean, really, really hardcore. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of the really born again Christians don't like Mormons. They think Mormons are in a cult. They think that they're the Antichrist or whatever. And I guess with the fact that she had her cousin, long lost American cousin, was turned out to be a Mormon, in Helsinki where she was at, and she was also trying to do missionary work, with for her religion, and so she took it upon herself to try to convert us. And oh my gosh, it was so funny. I mean, she would come over all the time, and she would knock on our doors, which was, we were not supposed to have women in our apartment. That was a big no no. Or she and her friends started stalking us. They would like wait outside to see if we were going to be going. They would all of a sudden appear on the bus. Or the trolley, and they wanted so bad to convert us and tell us, what was going on. So one day they came to our door, and I was getting tired of it. It's like, and plus, my Finnish was okay, but it wasn't that great yet because I'd only been in the country for like 4 months. So it wasn't, and Finnish is hard. So I mean, I can't say I was fluent, but one day we were talking to him and everything, and I didn't understand what she said. And she was talking about something about what is what is it that saves you? What is it saves you? And she kept saying very, 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 very pelasta, very, very pelasta. And I couldn't I knew what pelasta was. It means to save. And I kept thinking, what was the very? I couldn't think of it. And then she turns to me in English and goes, blood. And that's the way she said it was so funny. And then from then on, their nickname was the blood. Oh, the blood's here. Oh, the blood's here. So the blood. So and I remember one time it got so bad that we actually ran. We got off the trolley and we were sprinting down the downtown street of Finland, two missionaries in our suits and so forth, being chased by these two women. These two born again Christian women trying to save our souls, and it was just like a Seinfeld episode or something. It was just so funny, the absurdity of what's going on here. So anyway, what ended up happening was like, well, you only stay with a certain companion for so long, and plus he was getting ready to leave. He was going to go home from his mission. So after that, that was, I spent 2 months with this elder, and it was fun. It was actually, I mean, it was a lot of tracking. I learned a lot. Like I said, I mean, that stretch of working with him, uh, it got me to the point where I was okay with rejection. Because I mean, listen, if you go to Finland and you're trying to teach Mormon doctrine, you're definitely going to learn about rejection, because the Finns don't care about religion. They don't even care about their own religion. So anyway, that's my story of Helsinki, Helsinki chapter 1 on my mission. And then I got a next story. I want to talk about another companion I had who was the exact opposite of this elder, and he was a little bit crazy. But anyway, I'll tell that story in the next video. So thanks for paying attention. Bye.